Hi there and welcome to episode 23 of our Rome 2 Total War Let's Play series. In the last episode we managed to take RandomAlien over here, and this army has seen better days, let's be honest. But we also had an uprising that was crushed by the Keralis, what they called garrison. And we also tried to retake Brundisium, but we were forced away, unfortunately. And we managed to defend Cosentia from a huge army of Syracusans with just one unit plus the garrison army. And what's the garrison army looking like here at the moment in Cosentia? Yeah, they're all at about half at the moment. So some legionaries, some Arii, some plebs, and a couple of units of levies. But we managed to suppress these guys. We managed to actually fend them off in defending Cosentia, and if they attack we should be able to do it again, although it was very difficult. Over in the north up here, where our main army lies in Valathri, we are expecting a bit of an onslaught from the Nori here. Now, they don't have that many units actually, so kind of tempted to... No, we just brought these at the end of the last turn, didn't we? So they don't actually have any movement left in them to attack. But it would be good to be able to attack these guys and kind of get rid of them. I reckon we could probably take them on the open ground. That's 8 plus 5 plus 1, which is 14 units. We've got 18 units. I'd say we could probably attack them, but unfortunately no turns left. No movement left this turn. We lost Batavium not too long ago to the Nori, and there's some Celtic rebels there. Oh, that's cool. So Batavium had a morale of, or not morale, what's it called, public order of minus 100. So there's a little bit of a rebellion there, which is really good for us. But the only problem is there's probably going to be another rebellion down in Keralis over here. So we need to sort out this public order. What can we do about that? There's building squalor, which we can't really do anything about. There's devastation, which everything is repaired at the moment, so I'm not sure why there's devastation. Characters is +2, but cultural difference is -2, taxes -7, slaves -3, provincial instability is -16. So it's mainly the provincial instability. We might be able to do something with the taxes though, in fact, since we are making 1.8 grand per turn. So let's have a quick look at our finances and just bring the tax level down a little bit. It's going to go down to 1.5k per turn, so we won't miss that 300 too much, but we're actually gaining 1 in terms of public order per turn now, which is good. And Roma will be increasing. These guys are increasing by 12 a turn. That's all good. And what about Cosentia? -14 per turn. That's probably because of these invading armies. Let's have a quick look at Consentia's public order. What are you made up of? -25 of conquest next turn only. Oh, this is because Cosentia is in the same area as RandomAlien. So that's why there's a -25 conquest. But change per turn is -14. Provincial instability is also -14. I think we're in a good place with these guys actually. They seem to be pretty happy after the next turn. So let's end the turn here and see what they have in store for us. I'm sure I'm going to get attacked. I always am. Oh, no, we've got an unassigned skill first. Gnaeus Pulo-Priscus. Who is Gnaeus Pulo-Priscus? Is that you, my good friend? Gnaeus Priscus, yes it is. So let's go and level you up, and we're going to make you a fearless warrior, I think. +4% damage inflicted by all melee units and all missile units. So that's a good way to go for us, I think. And let's end the turn there. And we're immediately under attack in Keralis up here by Carthage, and it is ridiculously in our favour. What do they actually have? They've... Hold on a second. They're not being reinforced. Why are they not being reinforced? This is very strange. So they're attacking us with some elephants by boat, so they'll just be people, and a couple of units of hoplites and a unit of javelin men. We're going to auto-resolve that because I'm not sure why they're not getting reinforced, but all the better for us, I guess. Let's go for the 79% estimated remaining force there and sink their ship. Fantastic. Decisive victory, kill the captives. Okay, it looks like Syracuse want another go at Cosentia over here. The battle deployment is definitely in their favour once again, but I think we need to fight this on the battlefield to try and sort it out. So what do they actually have? They've got 3 cavalry units because they've got some mercenary cavalry there. They've got 4 units of hoplites and then 2 units of slingers. So our Rory are going to be invaluable against these cavalry units, and our legionaries and veteran legionaries are going to be invaluable against the militia hoplites. The levies are outranged by the slingers a little bit, so we need to be careful for that. But I've got high hopes considering we held out last time, so I'm going to fight this on the battlefield. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so I set up a kind of defensive perimeter here, just because I'm not sure really where they're going to come from. There are armies over here, which would suggest that they come from this direction, but you can never be too sure about these sorts of things. So put the veteran legionaries on this side, assuming that they're going to come from here, but then with the Rory at the back and on the other side, on the other flank, to make sure that, here we go, so there's another army that's come from that direction. So hopefully they'll attack this side with their cavalry, which we'll be prepared for, and this side with their infantry, which we'll be prepared for. But we'll have to speed this up and see what happens. Okay, so it looks like they may be bringing their cavalry on this side. Maybe not. It looks like at the moment they're just kind of trying to fire on us from afar. Oh, here we go, maybe? They're being very cautious about it, a little bit overly cautious in fact. They're not really getting anywhere. So we may actually be able to take them out. Here we go. Let's go and charge those spearmen there. Break formation a little bit. Hopefully we'll be able to take these guys out before any more reinforcements arrive for them. The militia hoplites are down to 30 or so. That cavalry unit's down to about 4. Our general's under attack, which isn't good. But this unit here should go down fairly sharpish. Let's just bring these into a little bit of a tighter formation now. There we go. These militia hoplites won't last very long, and let's get back, because they have cavalry units on the way. Checking the flanks, nothing seems to be coming right now, so let's bring some of our Riari around from behind so that we can actually deal with these cavalry units a little bit better. And let's bring our legionaries back a little bit. Oh, they've retreated their cavalry units, so let's just come back a little bit. I'm not quite sure why those militia hoplites are still attacking, but each to their own. Right, here come the lancers again, maybe? Not quite sure. They really don't seem to know what to do here. Let's get our Rari all in this direction, ready. They do have their flank coming in from behind, so we need to be careful for that. But at the moment, they just seem to be quite content with standing and dying. Right, let's charge them. Charge them all. Got our spears have charged their lancers. So we've got spears against cavalry, and we've got 2 units of legionaries against, well, let's all go against them now. They won't survive very long at all. Oh. We need to seriously start thinking about defending our flanks now. Rari, get in line. You guys, come on, let's kill these lancers, come on. Right, let's take out those cavalry with our spearmen.
The enemy general is dead.
Okay, the enemy general's dead. So let's turn our veteran legionaries to go and fight the good fight on the other front. And in fact, that general unit is nearly wavering, but we definitely need to get involved against this militia now. Let's bring back our Rari, send in our veteran legionaries, and let's get our other legionaries involved as well. In fact, these guys still need to stay here against these lancers. and we should be doing quite well here. So everyone's kind of stationary at the moment. Their cavalry has a great advantage when they're actually charging, but at the moment they don't seem to be charging very much at all. That said, we're losing quite a lot of men here to arrow fire, so let's bring these guys back and let's engage the lancers as well with these guys. Let's also get our levies, bring them around here, and this unit of levies as well, and let's go after those slingers. Yes, it looks like we are taking these guys out. In fact, let's just turn these guys around and take out the rest of those hoplites as best we can. Our levies out-damage the slingers outrange us though, unfortunately. But they are seriously falling quite fast at the moment. So they will get away with a fair few units. But it looks like it's a definite victory for us. Fantastic, let's end the battle there. Well, their army did manage to survive with 4 units left of the general's unit, but it's mainly this unit of slingers that we didn't quite kill. That army there, I'm still not sure how that survived either, so I'm thinking let's start releasing captives, because our people don't like us, and that could be to do with us killing all the captives we get. So let's start releasing captives, and because the enemy and their allies will look favourably upon us if we release captives. So let's start doing that instead. See if we can actually garner some allies in this game. And that's the end of the turn. So port settlement is blockaded Lillebeum. We've also got some political intrigue, a promotion, and some dark deeds. Crowds gathered to watch the murderer receive his just punishment. The cheer as he was hurled from the Tarpeian rock was deafening. Cool. Plus 25 center support. That was from the previous episode when we decided to throw a murderer from a rock, which is nice. So yes, Lillebeum is under siege here, which isn't ideal, although it has given us a chance to recoup some of the men that we lost. So we actually have 55 levies there, and we've got the majority of an army here. That's just a fleet, so not too concerned about that, especially considering how low those guys are. And these guys, the Merchants of Death from the Garamantia, they're a new army, so not really sure what to make of these guys yet, but because we haven't fought them in battle yet, so we'll have to see what they have in store for us. And now Cassentia, we managed to hold out once again. I think it's about time that we recruited some friends, so let's just recruit a unit of levies over there. Over in Lillebeum, let us recruit a unit of levies again. Not a lot else we can really do at the moment. There's a Carthaginian army not too far from Corrales over here. Our Eulalia army is doing absolutely fine. The Nori backed off from Valathri, so we've actually got a spare army up here of sorts. So, but I'm not really sure what to do with these. If we go and take some more Nori territory now, there is always the worry that they will, that they'll just come back and conquer us. We've also got our general unit over at Neapolis here. I think it's about time we started training up an army here as well. So, how much gold do we actually have? We've got 1.1 grand. We couldn't quite get 2 units of legionaries. We could get 2 units of, well, we could possibly get 3 units of Sukiai Hastati. I think what the best thing to do would be is, are we able to get a veteran legionaries and some velites? Yes. So let's do that. Let's start making an elite army over here in Neapolis. That'll be really good if we can just build up a really strong army there. So there's not a lot else that we can actually do here. Do we have a level up of Cassentia? We don't. I'm surprised by that, considering that was quite a good defence. But yeah, I think we need to end the turn and see what the next turn has in store for us. Okay, so it looks like the Delmatae have decided they wanted a piece of Ariminum over here. They have a fairly large fleet of javelinmen and also a fairly small army But the battle deployment is massively in their favour. We just have 1 unit of legionaries, 4 units of Rari, 2 units of plebs, and 2 units of levies. So they definitely outrange us with the javelin. Although I say that, we do have 120 units, men per unit there, and they only have 80 men per unit. We're going to fight this on the battlefield and see if we can't defend this, because I think that we should be able to. We do outnumber them. It's just a question of whether they outskill us or not. So let's see what happens. Okay, well, we sunk one of their ships, but we didn't actually manage to sink the other one. I'm not sure why. 2 units, 2 men left on that ship, 21 men left on that ship. Wow. Altogether, that's barely even enough men for 1 crew. But, you know, each to their own. We'll release those captives and see if we can't gain a little bit of respect for it. Okay, it looks like the Nori want a piece of Neapolis over here. And what do we have in terms of a garrison? Well, actually, they have a lot more than just the Nori. They have the Iridae over there as well. Ares' Terror. Well, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to survive against this battle. Not in a million years, unfortunately. So there's a ship there. There's an entire stack of an army there. And there's this new Nori army as well. Loads and loads of tribesmen there. And I think this is the main threat that we've got here, the Iridae army. Yeah, we're not going to be able to survive this, but I'm going to fight that on the battlefield and see how much damage we can actually do to these guys. We have 1 unit of legionaries. Oh, another unit. We've got 2 units of legionaries. We'll stock these guys up straight away, although this guy is only at 36 men. So not going to be a lot of use there. 3 units of Rari, 3 units of plebs, 2 units of levies, and a unit of cavalry. So let's see what happens. That, my friends, was somehow a victory, and I tell you what, that was the closest thing that I've ever had. It's basically, they outnumbered us, how many, 3 to 1? Yes, 3 to 1, and they utterly destroyed our army, and it was down to the second. All of our units were routing and the 20-minute clock was coming down. We had literally 2 units of ranged left, 1 unit of cavalry left, and I was just moving around the capture point to make sure they didn't capture it in the last 5 seconds, and luckily the time ran out and they weren't able to take the city. So we managed to destroy a Veneti army. For the Iridae, we destroyed 3 of their units of cavalry, which is really quite good. Some of their slingers, well, quite a lot of their slingers, some of their levies. But for the Nori, we didn't kill a whole lot. We've mostly destroyed 2 units of tribesmen. But, yeah, we didn't do too well. In fact, it was pretty much a loss. You can see here, everyone pretty much suffered. It was just these 2 units of levies were the only 2. Oh, it might have been this one, actually. This one and this one, the only 2 remaining units of levies, and we had our cavalry remaining as well. Wow, we killed 494 men there. But yeah, we'll release the captives, and hopefully, I mean, how many did we actually kill? We only killed, actually, that's us, isn't it? So we deployed 1,200, we killed 1,500, and they killed 800. That's really good, actually. I'm quite proud of that. Let's release the captives. Okay, it looks like the Nori are trying again. This time over in... which city is this? I'm not even sure, actually, anymore. I can't remember. It's Velathri. Sorry. And they are backed up by a lot as well, again. So, once again, we'll fight this on the battle map and see if we can hold out against them. They've got a lot of ballistas with them this time as well, though. So, we'll have to see what happens. Okay, that was most definitely a loss. I'd forgotten just how good the enemy Oathsworn were. I thought that one of our units of Legionaries would be able to take care of one of their units of Oathsworn, but not a chance, and they had 2. Oh no, sorry, they had 3. We didn't even see that 3rd one. Wow. So yes, we got utterly crushed there. I mean, they lost a 5th of their army, we lost our entire army, so, and we've also lost Velathri. So that's quite a defeat for us over at Ariminum. Ariminum, sorry, not Valathri. So yes, we've lost Ariminum to the Nori. We'll have to go and take that back. It looks like the Veneti are trying to attack us now again. Okay, fair enough. Let's auto-resolve that. And let's go for the whole 95% remaining. And it looks like they're sinking. That's an interesting move by them. But we will release the captives. And that's the end of the turn. Ah, the faction destroyed Veneti. That's why they decided to kill themselves on us. And we've got Legio 10 Minervia has ranked up. Our settlement has been sacked. And we've got an increase in rank from Quintus Cominius Merula as well. Okay, so where is Quintus? Is it Neapolis? It is Neapolis. So let's give him a little bit of a level up. We've got a new tradition, so we'll make him a formidable fighter. More damage to melee units, and we'll also increase his skill in soldier as well. And so Ariminum, they didn't actually take, the Nori didn't take Ariminum, they just sacked it. So they still have their armies here. I wonder if we would be able to go to Ariminum, but we wouldn't be able to attack their armies. We're just out of range for that, which is a shame. Although these guys are actually in range to... Are they? No, again, not quite in range to attack them, which again is unfortunate. We have a fair amount of cash in the bank now, but what I think we'll do is we'll save up that cash until the next episode. This episode's been quite a long one. I wonder if we could just... No, we couldn't. I was thinking that might be a very good chance that we could kill them, but no, they do have a fair amount of units there. So we'll bring this episode to a close here. It's been quite a long one in terms of battles, although you won't have seen most of those battles. But I'll say, as ever, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye now.